Most shoppers walk into Costco feeling completely safe. Great prices, no tricks, and buy more and save more. But the truth is, Costco doesn't run like a regular store. It operates like a carefully engineered behavior control system, designed down to every single step you take. From the size of the carts, the layout of the aisles, and the way prices are displayed to the unspoken rules that employees never mention out loud. Don't be too shocked when we get to secret number 1. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. The legendary loss leaders, losing money to change how you shop. At first glance, some Costco prices feel almost comforting. The $1.50 hot dog combo hasn't changed since 1985. The $4.99 rotisserie chicken is bigger than what most grocery stores sell, yet somehow cheaper. For many shoppers, especially older ones who've watched prices climb for decades, those numbers feel like proof that someone is finally on the customer side. But here's the part most people never stop to consider. Costco loses money on these items, on purpose, not a little. Tens of millions of dollars every year. No rational business does that by accident. These items aren't meant to make a profit. They're meant to earn your trust. When you see a deal that good, your guard drops. You slow down. You relax. You think, if they're this fair on food, the rest of the store must be fair too. That feeling is powerful and very intentional. Notice where these items are placed. Never near the entrance. They're almost always at the back. To get them, you walk past electronics, clothing, seasonal items, and things you didn't come in for. By the time the chicken hits your cart, the store has already done its real work. Costco isn't trying to make money on the hot dog or the chicken. They're making money on what happens to you after you believe those prices tell the whole story. 2. The food court isn't selling food, it's selling loyalty. The Costco food court looks simple, almost old-fashioned. No fancy decor, limited menu, cheap prices that feel frozen in time. For many older shoppers, it brings back a sense of familiarity, a place where things still make sense and don't feel inflated or gimmicky. But the food court isn't there to make money. In many cases, it barely breaks even. Some items lose money outright, and that's exactly the point. The food court exists to create a habit, a reason to stop by even when you don't really need groceries, a small reward that makes the membership feel worth it, all by itself. Over time, that $1.50 hot dog or slice of pizza becomes part of your routine, not just a meal. Costco understands something most retailers miss. People don't stay loyal because of one big saving. They stay loyal because of repeated small comforts. The food court turns a shopping trip into a ritual. It gives you a reason to renew your membership even in months when you didn't buy much. That's why it survives every cost-cutting discussion. It's not about selling food. It's about keeping you emotionally connected to the store long after the receipt is thrown away. 3. Kirkland Signature, premium brands hiding in plain sight. For years, Kirkland Signature has been treated like a basic store brand. Plain packaging, simple labels, and nothing flashy. Many shoppers assume it's cheaper because it's lower quality. That assumption is exactly what makes it work. Behind the scenes, Kirkland products are often made by the same manufacturers that produce well-known national brands. In some cases, they come from the same facilities using the same ingredients and standards. The difference isn't what's inside the bottle, it's what's not on the label. No celebrity endorsements, no glossy marketing, no expensive branding layers added to the price. Take the vodka everyone whispers about. Industry insiders have long pointed out striking similarities between Kirkland vodka and premium imports like Grey Goose. Same region, same water source, yet one costs nearly 3 times more. The olive oil tells a similar story, outperforming far more expensive bottles in blind taste tests judged by professionals. Even the batteries many people keep in their drawers are widely believed to be produced by the same manufacturers behind household name brands. This isn't coincidence. Costco uses strict confidentiality agreements that legally prevent suppliers from revealing who makes what. You're never supposed to connect the dots. The result is simple but powerful. Many shoppers are paying premium prices elsewhere for products that are nearly identical, just dressed up differently. 4. The store layout, getting you lost so you spend more. Most people assume Costco's layout is messy because the store is big. Long aisles, pallets everywhere, products that seem to move for no reason. But none of that is accidental. The layout isn't disorganized, it's strategic. Notice what's missing. No clear aisle signs, no easy shortcuts to what you came in for. Items you bought last month suddenly aren't where you remember them. That frustration you feel isn't a mistake. It's part of the design. When shoppers can't go straight to what they need, they slow down. They wander. They notice things they never planned to buy. Costco uses what's known as a racetrack layout, one long loop that quietly forces you past nearly every section. Essentials like milk and eggs are pushed to the back. To reach them, you pass seasonal items, clothing, electronics, and impulse buys placed where your attention is still fresh. The result is measurable. A typical grocery trip lasts about 20 minutes. At Costco, it's closer to 40. That extra time matters. Studies show the longer shoppers stay inside a store, the more they spend, often 20 to 30% more, without realizing it. You didn't get lost by accident. You were guided there. 5. The crazy return policy. Generous, but never blind. Costco's return policy feels almost unbelievable. No receipt? Oh, usually fine. Used items? Often accepted. People have returned things months, even years, later. For many older shoppers, this policy builds instant trust. It feels like a handshake agreement from a time when businesses assumed customers would act in good faith. But here's the quiet part most people don't think about. Nothing is forgotten. Costco tracks every purchase tied to your membership, every return, every pattern. The policy isn't loose because Costco doesn't care. It's loose because they're watching. For the vast majority of members, this works in their favor. Honest returns go through smoothly, without arguments or suspicion. That ease is intentional. Costco knows that the loyalty created by trust saves more money than the occasional return costs. People who feel respected come back. They renew, they spend more overtime. But abuse tells a different story. Repeated high-value returns. Electronics were brought back after short-term use. Seasonal items are returned like rentals. Those patterns don't go unnoticed. Members who cross that invisible line can, and do, lose their membership permanently. No warning, no appeal. The policy isn't about generosity alone. It's about rewarding trust, quietly discouraging abuse, and reminding you that even the most customer-friendly systems are still carefully managed. Which part of the video surprised you the most? 6. Costco isn't random. Everything is designed to guide behavior. Costco's warehouse look, concrete floors, pallets, and no bags, isn't just about saving money. It's a carefully crafted environment designed to influence how we shop. The oversized carts are a clever trick. A few items look lonely in such a large space, nudging us to buy just one more thing. The dim lighting and lack of signs create a bargain atmosphere, making us feel like we've already found a deal before we even check the price tag. Because products are stacked on pallets, they feel temporary, creating a sense of urgency that if we don't grab them now, they might be gone tomorrow. None of this is meant to be mean-spirited, but it is intentional. By understanding these subtle cues, we can enjoy the savings without letting the building's design do the shopping for us. It's always better to shop with our eyes wide open. 7. Why getting a product into Costco is harder than getting into Harvard. Most shoppers assume Costco carries fewer products simply to keep things simple. Fewer choices, less clutter, easier shopping. But the real reason goes much deeper. And getting a product onto a Costco shelf is one of the toughest challenges in retail. Costco carries roughly 4,000 items. A typical supermarket stocks more than 30,000. That means every single product inside Costco has already survived a brutal screening process. About 9 out of 10 products are rejected, including offers from major national brands. Being well known doesn't help. Why so strict? Because Costco caps its markup at around 14 to 15%. That's far lower than most retailers, which often mark items up 25 to 50%. If a supplier can't meet Costco's pricing demands without cutting quality, the answer is simple: no shelf space. Costco's buyers are relentless. Products are taste-tested, price-checked, and measured against competitors again and again. What makes it through isn't just cheap, it's proven. The result feels effortless to you, but behind that simplicity is one of the most selective retail systems in the country. 8. The receipt check isn't about catching thieves. Most people assume the receipt check at the exit is about shoplifting. A quick glance, a highlighter mark, and you're waved through. It feels routine, almost pointless. But that moment isn't really about suspicion. It's about control and correction. Costco knows that mistakes happen constantly at checkout, especially with bulky items. A cashier scans one case of paper towels instead of 3. A discount fails to apply. An item is accidentally double scanned. These errors add up, and they don't always benefit the store. Sometimes they benefit you. The receipt checker is trained to spot patterns in seconds. High-value items, quantity mismatches, common scanning errors. That quick pause at the door often catches problems before you drive home and notice something's wrong, or never notice at all. In many cases, it saves members money without them even realizing it. That marker line on your receipt isn't random either. Different marks signal different things internally. Most mean all clear. Some quietly flag cards for review. You're rarely told which is which. Technically, showing your receipt is voluntary. In practice, repeatedly refusing draws attention you don't want. Costco remembers patterns. The process feels friendly, but it's efficient, deliberate, and fast, usually under 10 seconds. It's not about accusing you. It's about protecting the system, catching errors quietly, and keeping everything moving without confrontation. 9. Why Costco employees seem unusually pleasant. Many shoppers notice it right away. Costco employees don't feel rushed, irritated, or disengaged the way retail workers often do. They make eye contact. They answer questions clearly. Some even remember regular customers. That kind of consistency isn't common anymore, and it's not accidental. Costco pays its employees differently than most retailers. Wages are higher, benefits are real, turnover is extremely low compared to the rest of the industry. That means many employees aren't just passing through. They're building long-term careers. Some have worked in the same warehouse for 10, even 20 years. For shoppers, especially older ones, this matters more than it seems. Experienced employees know the store. They know where items move, which products disappear seasonally, and which ones quietly go on clearance. When you ask for help, you're usually talking to someone who actually understands the system, not someone learning it on the fly. 10. The hidden language on price tags. Costco won't explain it. You have to read it. Most shoppers look at a Costco price and see only one thing, the number. But for those who know what to look for, that small price tag is quietly telling a much bigger story. Costco never posts a guide. Employees don't volunteer the meaning. You're expected to figure it out on your own. Start with the asterisk. A tiny star in the corner of a price tag doesn't look important, but it is. That symbol means the item is discontinued. Once it sells out, it's gone, possibly forever. There is no restock date. In most cases, even employees don't know when it will disappear. Shoppers who understand this don't think about it. They decide on the spot because waiting often means missing it entirely. Then there's the price ending in 0.97. This is one of the clearest signals Costco sends, yet most people walk right past it. A 0.97 price usually means a manager-approved markdown, not a corporate sale. These are often the deepest discounts in the entire warehouse, quietly mixed in with regular priced items. No signs, no announcements, you have to actively hunt for them. Once you learn to read the tags, the store changes. Prices stop being random numbers. They become signals, and knowing how to read them can save more money than any coupon ever will. ELF, self-checkout and the subtle psychological tricks. Many people see self-checkout and instantly think it's faster with no lines. But at Costco, it's not always the smarter choice. Small baskets work fine, but when your cart is full, self-checkout often slows you down and creates more hassle. Big boxes don't fit the scale, barcodes get hidden, greasy rotisserie chickens refuse to scan, and you end up calling an employee anyway. Costco knows this well. Traditional cashiers have scanned tens of thousands of identical items, so they handle waits, orders, and common errors much faster. For large carts, the regular lane actually moves quicker and smoother. Yet the "I'll do it myself to save time" feeling tricks many into the wrong choice. Beyond that, oversized carts make your pile look smaller than it is, encouraging extra purchases. Slightly dim lighting in some areas creates a discount warehouse vibe. Pallet displays look like they're almost gone to trigger FOMO, and unclear signage forces you to slow down, browse more, and spot additional items. 12. Costco employees, your inside source if you know how to ask. Most shoppers view Costco employees as just staff who locate items or scan barcodes, but longtime buyers know better. Employees are the store's most valuable information source. Not dramatic secrets, but practical knowledge gained over years. Many have worked there long enough to know which items sell slowly, which are about to be discontinued, and which sections often see deep discounts. They spot clearance-bound or star-marked special buys long before most shoppers do. sometimes even before items are fully stocked. The key is how you ask, politely, casually, at the right moment, without rushing or demanding. Many are happy to hint whether you should buy now or wait, which items are disappearing soon, or which usually get an extra markdown later. Costco doesn't forbid sharing, but doesn't officially encourage it either, so your attitude and relationship matter a lot. For savvy shoppers, having a friendly, inside contact at the store is like an extra shield for your wallet. 13. The biggest trap: bulk buying without a plan. Bulk buying always sounds smart. Lower unit price, bigger packages, instant savings vibe, but it's the single biggest trap many fall into at Costco, especially smaller households. Too many bulk foods go to waste. Greens wilt before use, yogurt expires in the back of the fridge, and fruit ripens all at once and gets tossed. On paper, it looks cheap. In reality, money ends up in the trash. Costco isn't wrong to sell in bulk. The issue is shoppers routinely overestimate how much they'll actually consume. They buy to use it eventually, but life changes, tastes shift, or interest fades. For small households, more isn't always smarter. Bulk truly saves only on non-perishables, like toilet paper, detergent, or cleaning supplies. For fresh items, real savings demand a solid plan or ample freezer space. Without one, bulk buying easily turns into disguised waste masked as a good deal. 14. Travel, electronics, hearing aids. Costco disrupts entire industries. Many assume Costco excels only at groceries, but its most disruptive wins are in services. In travel, Costco often offers the same resort, dates, and room type for hundreds less than major sites, plus extras like free breakfast, resort credits, or upgrades, perks rarely found elsewhere. For electronics, the edge isn't just price. Post-sale support stands out. You get real person help instead of automated menus, which matters hugely for older buyers, for whom clear assistance outweighs initial savings. Hearing aids are the biggest shakeup. Devices once costing thousands are sold far cheaper, with free hearing tests, fittings, adjustments, and follow-ups, with no pressure or gimmicks. Costco wins not with ads, but by cutting middlemen and margins, delivering real value that forces entire industries to rethink pricing. 15. Gift cards, the free money everyone walks past. Most people breeze past the gift card display at Costco, but it's one of the clearest, most reliable ways to save if used right. Many cards sell below face value. A $100 restaurant card might cost only $79 to $80, with instant visible savings and no complicated rewards. If you frequent those chains anyway, it's essentially free money. Costco doesn't lose here. Restaurants accept the discount to gain new customers, and Costco just connects the two. Deals rotate constantly, available one week, gone the next with no schedule announced. Smart shoppers hit the rack every trip, especially before holidays or planned dining, movies, or travel. Shift one habit, prepay with gift cards, and you can pocket hundreds in savings yearly without cutting any of your usual spending. 16. Free samples, a multi-billion-dollar sales experiment. The sample stations at Costco look friendly and inviting. A small piece of sausage, a spoonful of soup, a gentle offer to try. Many think it's just a nice way to pamper customers. But behind those little paper trays is one of the most carefully calculated sales experiments in retail. On days when a product is sampled, its sales can multiply several times over. Not just because of the smell or hunger, but because once you taste it, your brain lowers its guard. You're no longer buying blindly. You're buying something you now know for sure. Brands track this closely. How many samples distributed, how many boxes sold, and in how short a time. Those numbers directly decide whether the item stays on the shelf, gets a better spot, or gets dropped entirely. In other words, when you accept a sample, you're unknowingly participating in a billion-dollar research study. Costco invests heavily in this because the payoff is clear. For alert shoppers, sampling isn't bad as long as you understand its purpose. Enjoy the taste, but base your purchase decision on real need, not just a free bite. 17. Bakery and optical, hidden gold mines few notice. Many people walk past the bakery just to look or assume the optical department is like any other eyewear store. In reality, these are two of the highest value areas in Costco if you know how to use them. At the bakery, prices are often significantly lower than outside bakeries, especially for custom birthday cakes or family gathering orders. You can request simple text and slight decoration changes, usually at no extra charge. Few know that if you ask politely, staff can sometimes check if there are fresh trays just out of the oven that haven't hit the shelves yet. For optical, many assume cheap means lower quality, but much of the high cost at traditional eyewear chains comes from rent and advertising. At Costco, eye exams are far more affordable, frames and lenses are noticeably cheaper than at big chains, and the staff performing exams and fittings are certified professionals, not trainees. The bakery offers convenience and savings. Optics deliver long-term value for eye health. Neither shouts about it, but for savvy shoppers, these are among the most worthwhile sections in the entire store. 18. The hidden services that deliver real savings. Many think Costco savings come only from low shelf prices. Actually, the biggest savings often hide in services few pay attention to. They don't have big signs, and they aren't pitched at the door, but when used right, they can save more than chasing sales ever does. The clearest example is the tire center. Purchase prices are already lower than outside, but the real value is in the lifetime services, free rotations, flat repairs, and nitrogen inflation until the tires wear out. Plenty of people save a few dozen buying tires elsewhere, then spend double or more on maintenance later. The pharmacy is another overlooked gem. In many states, you don't need a membership to fill prescriptions. Prices are often significantly lower than major chains, especially helpful for those without insurance or with high deductibles. There is also electronics tech support, rental car insurance when booking travel through Costco, and other small perks that only shine when you actually use them. Costco doesn't brag about these because they know the people who discover and use them tend to stay loyal for years. On Next 19, Executive Membership, where Costco really makes its money. The executive membership is pitched softly. Pay a bit more, get 2% back. It sounds simple, even harmless, but this is where Costco earns its most stable and clever profits. The key is spending habits. To break even, you need consistent year-round purchases. For many, especially older members, spending isn't steady month to month. In low months, the 2% doesn't cover the extra fee. But here's the smart part. Costco refunds the difference if you don't hit the break-even point. That safety net makes many upgrade without hesitation. The result? A small group of executive members generates a huge portion of revenue, not because they're forced to buy, but because they mind they've tied their shopping routine to that card. Every swipe reinforces the decision to upgrade. Executive isn't a trap in a negative sense. It's a mechanism that builds loyalty, encourages more frequent visits, and turns spending into something more intentional. Understanding how it works lets you decide clearly. Upgrade if it fits your lifestyle, not because of FOMO. And what's the final one? Share it in the comments. I'll read it right away.